Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you what master pages are and how to use them to create templates in Adobe InDesign or Affinity Publisher. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and make sure to check the notifications bell to never miss a new video. So in order to work with master pages, you need to have Adobe InDesign or Affinity Publisher or a different software which is capable of handling master pages. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using Affinity Publisher as it's my preferred software, but it works the exact same way in Adobe InDesign as well. So whichever you're using, it's going to be the same process. So what is a master page? A master page is basically a template that you can use to create pre-made designs that you can reuse later on in your book. Master pages are most useful when you're editing a book, in our case a photo book, but any kind of book, because you don't have to design every single page from scratch. You can use templates. So it's very similar to a photo book editor online like Mixbook or Shutterfly, Blurb, when you just click on a template and it's going to load up on a new page. But in this one, the good thing about the master page is that you can change it anytime and it would update the changes in the entire book. If you come to the side of your main window, in the bottom you can see pages, and in the top you can see master pages. So the master page itself is not a page in your book. It's not going to be printed and it's not going to be saved or exported into the PDF, but it's just something that you can use when you create your actual pages in the book. You can have more than one master page in any project, and you can choose which one to use for which specific page. When you start working on the master page, you can create text elements on it, background elements, embellishments, page numbers, and so on. And when you create a new page in your book, you can apply that master page onto that page or any other page in the book. And then all the design elements that you have on the master page are going to be copied onto your actual new page. And the amazing thing about master pages is that if you update anything on the master page, it's going to update every single page that the master page has been used in your entire project. So let's have a look at some examples. So let's double click on the master page A. And here I can see I set up an 11 by 8.5 inch photo book. So I've got a left side and the right side. So this is two pages, left and right, but I'm going to use them as facing pages so I can see the full design when the book is open. Before I start doing anything, let me just remind you that if you use Control W, the preview elements, guides, and so on are going to show up on your design, and this is very useful when you start designing. Otherwise you wouldn't see all the guides and empty boxes. So let's try three different things. The first thing I'm going to do is add a little border to the edge of my page. So I'm going to use a shape here and put here a gray border, maybe something a little bit darker. And then I'm going to replicate this on the other side as well. So Command J and move it here. So that's going to be just some embellishment to the edge of my page. And I'm also going to put a page number next to that gray line. So I'm going to click here and text, and I'm going to come to insert fields and page number. Okay, and now you can see a hashtag, which basically means that the page number has been inserted. And I'm going to again duplicate this on the other side, so Command J, and just move it here as well. And as you can see, it automatically snaps, so it's the exact same distance from the gray line. So now I've got my page numbers, I've got some embellishment. I also want to add a background to this master page. So let's add some shape here. Let's add a diamond shape. Just bring it up a little bit and make it pastel blue, something light. And I'm going to put this behind my gray line layer. Now this looks a little bit messy with all the guidelines, but if you press Ctrl W, then the preview lines disappear and you can see how your page would look. So this is my master page. Now, if I come to any of my pages, you can see that the master page has been applied automatically, and you can see the page numbers are following the pages very nicely. So this is the simplest way to show what a master page can do. Now, if I come back to my master page and I decide to make this diamond shape a different color, let's say beige, then if I come back to my pages now, it updated and it looks beige on every single page. Now let's say that I want to change the background just on this page, but not on the other ones. If you want to do that, you have to come to this page, and here in the layers section, you're going to see the master page. And you have to right click on that and edit detached. And that means that you can edit this page without affecting the master page or all the other pages in your project. So now you can see that you're editing the master page, but just on this one page. So I'm going to click on this and change the color again to a different one and click on finish. And now you can see that I managed to change something on this page without affecting all the other pages, but the rest is still linked to my master page. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to create photo templates that you can always recall in your project. So let's come to the Master Pages tab, right click and add master. Let's call it 4 photos. And instead of facing, I'm just going to click on the single page because I want to be able to use this on any page, not just facing pages. So click on OK and come back to my guides. I'm going to create a photo frame here. So I'm coming to my frame tool, picture frame rectangle, create one frame. Then I'm going to duplicate this, Command J, move it. And then I'm going to duplicate both of them again, Command J, and move it. Now I'm going to select all 4 of them and I'm going to enlarge it proportionately to the inside of my margins. And that's one template. Now let's create another one, which is going to be a 1 photo full bleed page. So 1 photo full bleed. Again, single and not facing. And in this one, I'm coming to my frame tool again, and I'm going to create a full bleed frame. Then I'm going to create another one, insert master, and this one is going to be called 9 photos, single, and OK. And again, I'm going to start with my frame tool, create 1 frame, and then I'm going to duplicate it, duplicate all 3 of them, and duplicate again. Select all of them and proportionately increase the size until I fill in my inside margins area. The last one I'm going to create is going to be a chapter page. So come back to the master pages, right click, insert master, and this is going to be called chapter and single. Now here I'm going to create some text. So I'm going to put here chapter 1, and the next one is going to be the title. And then I'm going to have a text box for the description, the body text. So I'm just going to insert some filler text to make it easier to see. So come to text, insert filler text, and that's it. So let's make it a little bit nicer looking. I'm going to make this chapter 1, come to my character tab and select a nicer font, maybe Dido or something. There we go. And make it slightly bigger and bring it to the middle of my page. You can see the green light, it shows you it's in the middle of the page. The title is going to be a sans serif font, so let's choose maybe Avenir. Next, slightly bigger, and I want it to be uppercase, so come to my typography and all caps, and I want some spacing as well, so I'm going to put 100 in between, maybe 200 actually, for the letter spacing, and paragraph middle, and let's put it somewhere here. And I'm also going to enter or add a little line there. So get to my pen tool, click here and hold down the shift to create a straight line. And the main body text is going to be, come to my character, Minion Pro, and come to paragraph and align center, but all the way to the edges. And then let's put this in the middle as well. Select the whole thing, put it in the middle, and this is going to be my chapters master page. So now you can see I created 4 master pages. So if I come to my photo book now, on the first page, let's assume that I want to create a chapter. So I'm going to click on this page, which is the right side, and I'm going to apply master. So right click and apply master, and I'm going to find here my chapter page. So now you can see that the template that I created for text is automatically here. Now let's edit the text. I'm going to call this chapter 1 is fine, and the title is going to be South America. And then of course you can edit the main text. And then this side of the photo book, or this chapter of the photo book, is going to be about South America. Now on this left side, let's assume that I want a full bleed photo. So I'm going to create on the left side, apply master, and I'm going to select the full bleed photo and click OK. And on the right side, I'm going to click and apply a different master. I'm going to apply the 4 photos master. And now you can see I already have templates on my pages, and I don't need to worry about creating templates and photo boxes and frames and making sure that they are the right size. I can create them once and then use them again and again in the photo book, either as a double page spread or as a single page, depending on how I set up my master pages. Now let's add some photos to see how this would look. This one here. And there we go. That was using masters to create templates inside my photo book project. Now, again, if I want to change this master and I decide to make these into square photos, I can come back to my master with the 4 frames, and I can select all of them and make them into squares and put it into the middle. And now if I come back to my page, you can see that all my photos turned into squares. And remember, if you just want to create squares on this page, then you can click on the page, click on the 4 photos and edit detached, and then you can work in the master without affecting everything else in your project. So I hope this gave you some ideas on how to use master pages in Affinity Publisher or InDesign. These are the very basic ways of using them to create templates inside your photo books, to work with different text elements that you created once and you want to make your photo book very consistent and use the same text styles and layouts throughout the book. If you have any more questions about using the master pages, or you want me to show other different tutorials on working with master pages, leave your questions and requests in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, subscribe for more.